The plan for lunch. I remember that Sunday very well because I wanted our family lunch to be perfect. My younger brother Daniel was coming home after 2 years in Canada. My mother said, "Clara, this lunch must feel like home." I smiled, but I felt nervous. Daniel had missed many birthdays, many small talks, and many Sunday meals. I wanted him to walk in and feel that nothing important was lost. Early in the morning, I stood in my mother's kitchen with a list in my hand. The house smelled of coffee and fresh bread. My father cleaned the garden table, and my grandmother checked the old plates. We planned chicken, salad, potatoes, and apple cake. It was not a fancy lunch, but it was full of care. I looked at the empty chair near the window. Soon Daniel would sit there again. In the busy kitchen. At 10 o'clock, the kitchen became very busy. My mother cooked the chicken. My grandmother made the sauce from her old recipe book. I cut tomatoes for the salad and tried to look calm. But small problems started. We had no lemons. The potatoes were still hard. Then my mother opened the oven and said, "Oh no, the cake is too dark on one side." For a moment, nobody spoke. Then my grandmother laughed. She said, "A perfect lunch is not a lunch with perfect food. It is a lunch with people you love." Her words helped me breathe again. I ran to the small shop near our street and bought lemons. When I came back, the kitchen smelled warm and rich. My father put music on. I started to dance a little with the salad bowl in my hands, and my mother laughed. Daniel comes home. At noon, we heard a car stop outside. My heart beat fast. I walked to the door before anyone else could move. When I opened it, Daniel stood there with a blue bag and a tired smile. He looked older, but his eyes were the same. For 1 second, we only looked at each other. Then he said, "Hi, Clara." I hugged him hard. He smelled like cold air and travel. My mother came behind me and began to cry. My father put his hand on Daniel's shoulder, and my grandmother touched his face like he was still a child. Daniel laughed and said, "I am hungry." That simple sentence made us all laugh too. We went to the dining room together. The table was ready, with flowers, old plates, and his empty chair near the window. He looked at it and smiled quietly. Around the table. We sat down and passed the food around the table. Daniel took a piece of bread and said, "This is the bread I dreamed about." My father told a funny story about our old dog. My mother asked Daniel many questions, but not too many. She did not want to make him tired. I watched his face as he ate the chicken and potatoes. He looked happy, but also a little quiet. After some time, Daniel took a small box from his bag. He put it in the middle of the table. Inside were photos from Canada and a little toy bear for our grandmother. We looked at the photos together. Snow, tall buildings, Daniel in a red coat. He said, "I liked Canada, but I missed this table." No one answered at first. We all understood. The lunch was not only about food. It was about coming back. The memory I keep. After lunch, we carried the plates to the kitchen. The cake was a little dark, but everyone ate it. Daniel said it was better than any cake in Canada. My grandmother looked very proud. Then, we went to the garden with coffee and the last pieces of apple cake. The afternoon sun was soft and the air smelled of grass. I stood near the table and watched my family. My father was telling another story. My mother was laughing. Daniel was sitting in his old chair, with his hands around a warm cup. At that moment, I understood why I would remember this lunch. It was not perfect. The potatoes were late, the cake was dark, and I forgot the lemons. But my brother was home, and we were together. Sometimes a simple lunch can hold a whole family in one place. That is the memory I keep.